Hello, I'm going to show you how you can get rid of your swollen gums in a couple of days. Now you're going to say to me, what the hell does he know about swollen gums? Now this is my true story, so you decide if I'm telling the truth or not. It starts off here. See that? About 25 years ago I had an accident and I lost my two front teeth. And the dentist said, well, you're going to have dentures. I said, I don't want dentures. He said, well, we can do you a dental bridge, which basically involved grinding these teeth down and making a bridge and gluing it on with all the teeth on. And that's what he did, and it lasted about 25 years. And it meant that I didn't have to wear dentures and I could get on with my life. Now, for a living, I research natural remedies and help clients with natural remedies helping their problems. And that's what I do. And I've had very few gum problems over the years. I've had a few receding gums, bleeding gums, and I've used a natural remedy to get rid of it. Now recently I had an accident again and I damaged the bridge. So I went along to see my friend the dentist. He did an x-ray and he said, Joe, you're going to have the roots. He said that the roots are damaged. You're going to have the roots out and a denture put in. And again I said, I don't want a denture. And he said, well, the only other alternative is to go and see if you can have implants put in. And he recommended to me one of the best dental surgeons in Britain. And I went along there and he had a look. He did an x-ray, he did an MRI. It cost me 300 quid or 200 odd pounds just for the opinion, and he had a look and he said, right, this is what I recommend. We put a dental implant in there, put one in there, both sides of the gap. We put a bone graft in at the top because the bone had thinned out over the years. He said, then I want to stretch the gums down, over, stitch it all back up again. He said, let it all settle in and heal. In about 3 months' time it should be right, and then we'll screw you a dental bridge back in. And he said that would cost me, there is the, I don't know if you can see all that, treatment plan estimate, best part of £7,500. So I didn't want the denture, so I said, okay, let's go ahead. Now, he said, right, you give me a prescription there and then. He said, before you come to for the operation, I want you to take 3 grams of antibiotics, which I did. Now, I'm into natural remedies. I make my living with natural remedies. But this guy knew what he was doing, and he said, if you don't take antibiotics, you could have an infection, and the operation may not work. You could even die from an infection. So I took the antibiotics. I went along to see him. The appointment was on a Friday. He gave me local anaesthetic, he cut me right open, he put the bone graft in, and he put both of the implants in. Hence this gap. Now, when he'd finished, he stitched it all up. Now, apart from being a bit shocked because of the operation, I felt okay. And I went home. Now, this is what I looked like the following day. Okay, so you can see I was quite swollen. The following day after that, my whole head was swollen. I couldn't wear the dentures because the gums were that swollen and inflamed. I couldn't eat properly, I couldn't drink properly, I couldn't talk properly, I couldn't wear the dentures because the dentures pressed against the inflammation. The dentures hurt the swollen gums. And if you've got swollen gums and dentures, you'll know what that's like. If you've got swollen gums, you know even food can hurt your gums. Anyway, when he sent me home from the operation, he gave me a prescription. Well, in fact, he gave me these pills. He gave me 500 grams of amoxicillin. I had to take that 3 times a day for a week. And he gave me 400 grams of metronidazole, another antibiotic, which I had to take for 7 days, 3 times a week for 7 days. I was lying in bed for nearly a week. I couldn't eat properly because of the pain in my swollen gums. I couldn't eat properly. I couldn't drink properly. I couldn't wear my dentures, so I couldn't go out the house. I couldn't sleep. I didn't know where to put myself. Now the original dentist, who was a friend of mine, he recommended this oral surgeon. I went to see him, he said ibuprofen. Didn't touch it, didn't touch the pain. I was so exasperated I didn't know where to put myself. I went back, he said, here, take these, tramadol. Now they made me high as a kite, helped the pain a bit, but they didn't help. I just felt so awful. It got to this stage, I tried all the mouthwashes that they recommended. What else did he recommend? He recommended this stuff, said it would be good. It's a dental gel, it did nothing. It might be good for what it does, it didn't help me. And so it went on. After a week, I was pulling my hair out and the antibiotics had finished and my gums were still swollen. Now, as I said earlier, I make my living from researching into natural remedies. 22 years ago, I was seeing clients on a regular basis and I helped somebody with their gums. They were really swollen and bleeding and puffy. And I came up with this product. Gum Doctor. It's a very simple 4 organic plant extracts, and all you do, you massage it into the swelling on your gums. Massage it in, where the tooth meets the gum, just massage it in, and everything's usually sorted within a week. Anyway, so I'm sat here now. I've had 3 courses of antibiotics. I've had all kinds of stuff, chemicals that they've recommended. I thought, right, I'm going to try my own stuff here. Because I trusted these people with the operation, with the drugs, everything, and I was in agony. And this is what I did. Now, bear in mind, I didn't even have the dentures on then. This is how you do it. See that brown liquid? You just massage it in to your gums. Now, bear in mind, I couldn't even touch my gums 2 weeks ago. It's pleasant tasting. You massage it into the gums, and if you've got swollen gums, make sure you massage it into the edge where the gum meets the tooth. Massage it in. Now, back to my story. I applied the Gum Doctor. And about 2 minutes later, so no more than 5 minutes later, I thought, am I making this up? I started to smile. I thought, Christ, it works. I mean, I knew it worked because I've helped so many people with it, but what I mean is I didn't know how good it was. I was shocked. Within 5 minutes I started to feel better. I put some more on. Later that night I was able to put my dentures back in. Now obviously I went to bed, I took them out, I put some more Gum Doctor on. I got up in the morning and I knew I was better. I was getting better. I had my breakfast for the first time. The gums had shrank. Had gone harder. And within a few days I was sorted. That's from the Gum Doctor. Now I'm not saying I wouldn't, if I was going to have the operation again, yes, I'd still use the antibiotics because I've got a bone graft in there. I've got steel implants in my jawbone. But if you've got swollen gums, I'm saying to you from my heart, there is no better product that'll help your body to help itself. This is what this natural remedy does. If you've got swollen gums, your bloody gums are covered in living parasites. It's just the way it is. We're all covered. We're mostly living parasites. Scientists know that. This is mostly made up of other living creatures. But once they get alive in your gums, you're knackered. You've got to get them killed off. Now, antibiotics don't always do the trick. As you can see in my case, they don't always work. The mouthwashes don't work. Well, they didn't work in my case. The fancy gel didn't work. I bought that stuff, it didn't work. The pain, there's no point taking painkillers. They might reduce the pain. But if something's eating you alive or rotting you, you're going to have to kill it. Now there's very powerful natural antibiotics in here. And just massage it into your swollen gums and see for yourself. And if that stuff doesn't get rid of your swollen gums in a week, you can have your money back. It's that good. And I can say that from my heart. Because I know what it's done for me. And I say it'll do it for you. I promise it'll do it for you, or you can have your money back. I'll say that again. I promise, as a human being, he's been through the mill just like you. This stuff will work for you. It'll reduce the swelling of your gums. Make sure, if that's the socket of your tooth, where the tooth sits in, make sure you just massage it in that around the edge, because that's where the bacteria are down there. You can discuss the gum doctor with your dentist or your periodontist or your health hygiene. They'll probably say, oh, it's rubbish, but they don't know anything about it. The same guy who did all of that work on me, he can't explain that now. I've showed him what I've done, but because that's not his bag, he doesn't want to know. How strange is that? So that's it. If you've got swollen gums, it's a simple remedy. Gum doctor. Somewhere around this video, below it, the side of it, somewhere, there's a link to the site. Might not be the best site in the world, but I guarantee it's the best remedy for swollen gums that you can get. And I'll send it to you straight away. If there's any problems, get in touch with me, but there won't be. You'll be happy, like I'm happy. And I'll be happier in 2 months when I get my... I've got to leave this now for 2 months. And apparently they're going to screw in a bridge, and that'll be good too. Alright, thanks very much, and I look forward to helping you. Bye for now.